Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils. No, it's not Monday. It's Tuesday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report, episode 208, titled Crazy Trade Scenarios and Rumors. It's driving me nuts on Twitter, on Facebook, on all the social media pages, the crazy trade scenarios, the rumors. It's just driving me nuts. Just making me insane. As we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Just a little plug. We're going to have our big shindig at Enzo's on Thursday, July 7th in beautiful Hackettstown, New Jersey. Off 1916 Route 57 in Hackettstown, New Jersey. Yeah, we're going against the Devils. I mean, the Devils, they're at Stone Pony. They're going to have Dougie Hamilton. They're going to have Bruce Driver, Grant Marshall, some former Devils. They're going to have all sorts of people there. So if you want to take the drive down there and get stuck in traffic to the Stone Pony, by all means, go right ahead. It'll be a good time anyway. Yeah, they got a lot. I'm kidding around, but they've got a lot of good stuff going on there. But for all those in North Jersey, Northwest Jersey, we'll be in Hackettstown for a live podcast at Pasta Grill by Enzo's, where we are 4-0 when we eat the pasta bolognese from last season. And Hockey on Tap will be there. Some people are going to be there. Michael Hay, are you coming up north to Hackettstown? I'm not sure. Ray Leo, how are you, Ray? The only trade worth making is DeBrincat, the only one who makes sense for this team. Michael Hay says, Chico, special guest Thursday. Actually, Michael Hay, Chico is busy that day. Obviously, he's got a job with the Devils. Steve Tardas, we traded Vinny Parisi for Shayna. No, that's just a little inside joke amongst the podcast. But look, let's start off with DeBrincat. Elliot Friedman on his podcast talked about the Flyers unwilling to give the 5th overall pick. But what will it take for the Devils to get DeBrincat is somewhat of a mystery. Would they be willing to part away with a second overall? But if the Flyers aren't, I don't think the Devils would. Unless DeBrincat has a long-term deal, I would assume. I think he has 2 years left on his deal. And I would think that Tom Fitzgerald's going to be creative and smart here if he were to get into the DeBrincat sweepstakes. But I think that second overall pick is too valuable to be trading. It doesn't matter who Montreal picks. The selection is very good. Unless Department Analytics and Scouting at the New Jersey Devils, if they have somebody that's not in the top 10 they want to pick, could be something where they may trade down. Who's willing to go up remains to be seen. Just a lot of craziness. I've heard a lot of crazy trade scenarios. I don't want to go over it on this podcast because it's too crazy. And who's making this stuff up? Just like the imagination, the people just put it out there online. See what sticks. Keith Martin on the YouTube Live says, do you think there's any truth to the Jesper Bratt rumors being available? I'm glad that you put that being available because I'm like, which rumor? Because I've heard too many of them. Do you think they're far apart on a contract? There's dialogue from what I gather. There's definitely dialogue. Are they far apart? It's anybody's guess. But these things take time. And also, if you're negotiating a contract with Jesper Bratt, he's going to be shooting for the moon. But at some point, he is still a restricted free agent. And he would have to come down. But Jesper Bratt, the longer he waits, the better off he is. And of course, Tom Fitzgerald wants to get the best deal. But could Jesper Bratt be put in a scenario for one of these crazy trade scenarios that we've been hearing? I wrote an article on pucksandpitchforks.com about what it would look like if the Devils just did nothing. I think that they would be okay in their development. Status quo means the slow progression of moving forward. But Jesper Bratt, I mean, David Chimes says $7 million, lock him up long term. Look, Bratt had one good year. It took a couple benchings to get him to where he needs to be. I think Jesper Bratt's a valuable player to the New Jersey Devils, but at the right price. Remember, the cap flexibility gives the Devils an advantage. And you can't be, as much as I want the Devils to spend, there is a hard cap in the NHL, and you have to spend wisely. DeBrincat, he's a proven 40-goal scorer. Stands at 5'7", but can shoot the puck. Not worth the second overall or what Chicago's asking. But is Chicago really want to get rid of DeBrincat at the right price? Who's willing to overpay? Now, the JT Miller stuff, I don't get it. I like JT Miller, don't get me wrong. I just don't think he's the right fit for the New Jersey Devils. You take into consider age. You know, had a good year last year, very productive year with the Vancouver Canucks. But I don't think that move would be made by Tom Fitzgerald. He's not that desperate. As what Steve Starter said, they're not signing Miller. Absolutely. And I thought I heard another scenario about Eklund and a trade to the Devils. William Eklund. I don't know. I read so much stuff on Twitter. It's like, it drives me nuts. And it's that time of year where it'll drive you nuts. The rumors, what Tom Fitzgerald's going to do. I think he's going to keep that pick. I think he's going to draft best available. And I think Tom Fitzgerald absolutely knows what he's doing. And he's not going to overpay. Doesn't need to. Now, Johnny Gaudreau is a very interesting scenario. Calgary's trying to keep Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau, who is an unrestricted free agent at the age of 29, coming off a career year, 40 goals, 115 points. Now, that's something interesting if the Devils were to overpay for Johnny Gaudreau. Do I think he would be a great addition for the team? Absolutely, I think so. But at the same time, at what price? But what is the collateral effect if Gaudreau signs with New Jersey? Would other players start to come? Just remember, the Devils have been on a 10-year rebuild, practically. It's been a long time. I talked about it on the Woo Report yesterday. It's been a long time since Zach Parise made a decision. Joseph says, Habs fans still think they're getting the number 2 pick from New Jersey, like Montreal has anything the Devils want. I'll tell you, I saw that crazy scenario and rumor. But I just don't think it's going to happen. It's simply not going to happen. Tom Fitzgerald would ask for the moon. And the Montreal Canadiens, what? Are they going to give up Carey Price and pay for all of his salary? Plus Cole Caulfield and Suzuki and in next year's first round just to get that second overall? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But something's going to happen. And I think fans at the Stone Pony or at Enzo's, they would be celebrating on Thursday night because Tom Fitzgerald cannot go wrong here. He's gonna make a move for sure, but I think he's going to use that number 2 pick unless if there's another Peter Chiarelli out there that wants to make a deal. Stay the course. But I have a feeling, the dark horse, I have a feeling Montreal is going to surprise us with that first overall pick. I just have this gut feeling that they're going to draft Logan Cooley. I don't know why, but that's what my gut tells me. And that's just going to really trickle down. Eugene says, Sam, did you ever state what you believe will happen on Thursday night? I think I just did. I think it could be a calamity. But if Fitzgerald picks any of these fine prospects, Slavkovsky, Cooley, Wright, any of the defensemen, he's going to do very, very well. You can't go wrong here. What will go wrong if he screws up with the goalie position in free agency? Are the Devils one goaltender away from being a playoff contender? I don't think so. I think they need to do more than that. It starts with getting assistant coaches that can teach these players on the power play not to give up shorthanded chances. The penalty kill needs to be more consistent. Michael Hayes says 160 goals in 368 games for DeBrincat. Come on. Hey, I'm all for DeBrincat. I'm all for DeBrincat. But at what price? How much are you willing to fork over for DeBrincat, Alex DeBrincat? And all these trade scenarios. Oh, my goodness. The second overall pick will do that to you. Teams are going to vie for it. Not so much the first overall, because that's too much to ask if you want to take away the first overall pick. But I think the Devils are in good shape here. I think they should stay the course, status quo, make your draft picks, and then try to find a shrewd opening for any kind of trade scenarios going into the free agency period. Devils are usually ranked amongst the lowest in salary cap. So they still have the space there, but they got to start winning, and they got to start winning soon. Fans are getting impatient as the Devils ownership group is stressing patience. Before you know it, it's going to be 20 years. And hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully they can get it together. And hopefully the Hughes brothers will star in 5 years, both offensively and defensively. Want to thank all those chiming in, listening in on the Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Tomorrow on the State of the Fan Address, we start at a special time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We've got 5 guests, experts, recruiters, scouts coming on, giving us their analysis of what we should know about this draft, players in free agency. These guys, they punch a lot of numbers with the analytics. They do some scouting as well. They know their stuff. 7 p.m. Eastern, State of the Fan Address, presented by pucksandpitchforks.com. You know him as Nick Villano. We are going all out tomorrow, getting unique perspective on draft analysis and some free agency talk as well. Don't want to miss that. 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. State of the Fan Address, special time, and also Thursday, July 7th, in beautiful Hackettstown, New Jersey. Live podcast, viewing party, and music at 1916 Route 57, where The Let's Go Devils podcast, Beer Baron, Shorts Guy, and I will be there with the Hockey on Tap guys, Schwim, Little Steve, and Billy Dean. We'll all be there. Just hang out with us. It'll be chill. There's beers on tap. It's just like how this podcast started. The Let's Go Devils podcast, 3 Devils fans at a bar. And last year, the turnout was pretty good. We were surprised. And we talked to the fans back last year. They told us what they wanted, and hopefully we'll deliver Thursday night, 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern at Enzo's, Pasta Grill by Enzo's in beautiful Hackettstown, New Jersey, in the heart of Warren County. Eric Burns says that he's going to be there. Will David Decker show up? David Decker of Town Toyota. Ray, I'll be at the Pony. Sorry, Sam. That's okay. You don't have to say sorry. The Devils are throwing a big party. But so are we. Why can't we have 2 parties? That's fine. Besides, I'll have some bolognese. It's going to be a good time. Well, thank you, folks.
Hi, this is Chico Resch.
Whoa.
You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
This is what happens when you push the wrong button. When you produce live, and you're doing the Woo Report. Vincent says, I'll be in California, but with you guys at heart. Hey, you know what? The people at the Stone Pony, it's not like you can't watch our podcast while you're at the Stone Pony as well. This is why we do things live. You're not missing out on anything. Just get on your phone. Look, if you're waiting in line for Dougie Hamilton, get on your phone and enjoy the podcast. And then when you see Dougie, show him your phone. Be like, this is the Let's Go Devils podcast. They love you, Dougie Hamilton. That's all you have to do. Say hi to Grant Marshall and Bruce Driver and Jim Dowd. They are all friends of the podcast. Working the night. Stanley Cup champions. We love winners. Show them your phone if you're at the Stone Pony. Be like, hey, the boys are podcasting at Pasta Grill by Enzo's. In beautiful Hackettstown, New Jersey. 1916 Route 57. In the heart of Warren County. Come on over to the dark side. And if you get stuck in traffic and you want to divert, just punch it in Waze. You'll find us. Vincent said, I was born in Stanhope, lived in Hackettstown for a year or 2. Vincent, let me tell you something. Why don't you chime in on the Facebook Live or YouTube Live? And maybe you'll relive the glory years living in Hackettstown. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Michael Hay. Looking forward to you guys tomorrow. State of the Fan Address, 7 p.m. Eastern start. This is the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.